Has John Fetterman moved to the right politically? John Fetterman, the junior senator from Pennsylvania, has belonged to the ranks of working-class progressives since his time as mayor of Braddock in the Pittsburgh area, a voice for the economically disenfranchised of the Rust Belt. He matched the tone of Senator Bernie Sanders, who endorsed him for lieutenant governor. In that limited position, Fetterman opened his official home to community members and toured the state, listening to public meetings about legalizing marijuana. When he ran for the Senate, many hoped he could capture a seat held for years by Republicans. His upstart campaign, especially on social media, made it seem like a sure victory. Then a stroke seemed to throw those hopes off balance, but he still managed to win. Throughout his first year, he hit turbulence, but often not the political kind, but personal. His rehabilitation, mental health, and attire seemed to paint his reputation as a legislator. During the last quarter of his freshman year, Senator Fetterman started to voice opinions surprising to the left and right. He became a strong supporter of Israel after the October 7th attacks, even waving an Israeli flag at protesters. Fetterman has aligned with a more centrist position on the border, admitting procedures need reform in the face of an inundation of people into the southern United States. He also has soured on a regulatory push against nicotine pouches. All this irked the left and came to a boiling point when he proclaimed that he didn't think of himself as a progressive. Dealing with current or former Democrats like the senior senators from West Virginia or Arizona, progressives believed they had another turncoat on their hands, another reason to distrust the Democratic Party. Does this indicate a shift to the right? Is the fanfare Fetterman has received from conservatives legitimate? As a small-town mayor and lieutenant governor before October 7th, Fetterman hasn't had to exercise his foreign policy chops, nor has he had many opportunities to address specific regulations of consumer products or border policies. Many of his louder actions seem to align with his working-class populism. One of the first to call out fellow Democratic Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey, Fetterman matched his past criticism of elitism and corruption. When he denounced the U.S. steel purchase by a Japanese company, he honed his background as a voice for post-industrial America. He remains a proponent of a higher minimum wage. While some may think he has moved away from the left more recently, some of his campaign positions had a more central tinge. While supporting the movement toward universal health care, his campaign website advocated lowering the Medicare age. He distanced himself from condemning fracking and also discussed securing Israel. Maybe his mix of left-leaning populism and centrist ideals have occurred all along, or perhaps he matches a working-class, pro-union state like Pennsylvania. His voting record still overwhelmingly backs the Democratic caucus and their positions. Fetterman's Senate counterpart, Bob Casey Jr., and his father, the now-deceased former governor, Bob Casey Sr., both have had a reputation of catering to working people, not more radical elements of the party. One difference is that, unlike the mild, work-behind-the-scenes Casey, Senator Fetterman tends to be loud and outspoken. Has Senator Fetterman moved to the right, or do his actions match his reputation of representing the working class? I'm Mr. Frederick Scott Smith. Have a good day. I know I will.